Well, hi guys, I'm Panda,
I'm Modinata.
and
Here started this version of this stream this time.
yes, I've only screwed up about 3 times tonight, trying to get a stream off. So hopefully, competency won't run the world tonight. But I think most of you are going to be digging into CAD tonight, eh?
Yeah, big cat night. Big cat
Yeah.
night.
Um, let's see. So, I was just complaining about why I think I don't like joints right now, and that's because I don't know the end conditions of the joints I'm looking for. Like I know like 90% of it, but I won't know for like example how high off this plane I want it type of issue. You said you were about to share something.
Give me a bit longer to finish up the mates with the secret stuff.
Gotcha.
Then I'll share the box.
Yeah.
Any kind of relationship, let go of those degrees of freedom. That could be a revolute, it could be a slider, some of these different ones in here. So this here is a way to kind of work through this process. And by the way, everything is at this point still parametric in the way that, if I roll back to that original body down here, and I go in and I hit Q, press pull again, and we selected this face and we moved it, maybe a little bit closer to where it was before. When I roll back to the end, you'll see now that frame is bigger. So everything is still attached, and that's one of the beautiful things about joints. I should also add, just not to, and this is more for, again, like I think more advanced users, you can actually add joints to sketch geometry too. That's pretty cool. Okay, so that's was kind of like a way to bring in and join together these different 80-20 parts here in a fairly, I would say, pretty nifty way. But, so this is all cool. But I know that somebody out there is like, okay, this is pretty cool. This is useful. But I actually want a library of these. I order these in different lengths, and I need to be able to work with different versions and put them together and modify them. So there's always different ways you can do this. So one way we can do this is let's open up a new document. So we're kind of done with this right now. An empty document here. Let's go in and pick another one. So if you came in late, we're talking about understanding some of these joint functions, and we're talking about these 80-20. So if you missed the beginning, click on Insert, click on Make Master, and select here and type in 80-20. I selected this solid here, make the window a little bit bigger. Select whatever you want. The product detail with little cats symbol shows us that there is actually a 3D model. This is great for lazy people like me. You don't have to model
Okay,
it
I'm
up.
gonna
Now tomorrow we're
skip
going to model
it.
this up. But for today we're going to cheat with that. We're going to save that in our master library. Hit save. The end file here. It can snap into every single point that appears here. Now if you always get in the habit of typing this in, right? Okay, and then I can save that into my library, right? So drag it. And
I
also,
think this next section is going to be useful because I do a lot of symmetry and width mates in SolidWorks, and I haven't run across that here in Fusion. So it'll be interesting how he puts this bracket in.
so that's a master bracket. So nobody mess with that. Save that. And of course I could add joint origins to these if I wanted to. But actually in this case here, if I just, I didn't save it in the right place. I saved it probably out in, see, I saved it out I didn't save it in the library, I saved it out here. So right click, move, and then you can double click on the library, hit move, and now it's going to move it over in the library. Okay. Now it's in there. So we go back to our assembly, and I have these joint origins we created on our master. Don't mess with me. If I right click and say insert into current design, now this bracket comes in here. You always get a free move. But it's kind of nice if you ever kind of like want to move them around a little bit, just so you can. I like to place them somewhat close to where in the order that I want them. I just find that a little bit easier. Okay. Now what I can do is I can actually go in on this one, and I never grounded this one. Somebody's yelling at me. Ground this one. I can now go into joint, and I can select this area right there, and then that coin we buried right down here, and that brace will go in the end there. So I hope that this was useful for this. That you now got a good idea about how I think I would handle the joints, and then these 80-20 brackets that I find them kind of interesting. I think that they're kind of cool how they work. So that was what I was planning on showing today. Tomorrow we're gonna get into sketching. Tomorrow I'm gonna show you how I.
Okay, that's pretty helpful.
What are the big takeaways you'd say?
Big takeaways. Know your end status in many ways. Like, and if not, I think the answer is just guess. There's joint origins also, which I did not think about, and I think that's probably the most useful way. For example, on like this filled-in edge here, I want this corner to be aligned with that, unfilled-in edge essentially, and that's
I
gonna be
can't. I'm still on your YouTube.
yeah. Oh, gotcha. Stop. Share my new screen.
Indeed.
Go live. So you see like this edge here, like this guy. If I wanted that to be right where these guys would meet if it was unfolded, I think that's kind of the answer. Like I can make a joint origin out here, and then I can align that. I think that's how.
Or you could just do 2 planers off the 2 faces.
Well, you see,
With 2 planers.
that's what I've been doing, but I don't
That's
think that's
totally valid.
it's valid. I just don't know if it's that's super kosher.
Possibly not.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with just having 20 planar mates, but I think the answer is if you know your end result better, you get to use fewer joints, which I feel like is different than SolidWorks, where even if you don't know where you're ending, because you're always building up, you kind of get to know that eventually.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like there's a difference there that is noticeable. But here, why is this has got latched onto something. Okay, let's start a sketch. We'll do it on this surface. I'm making the bed of the plotter as I keep bumping my mic. Okay. Let's look up. Yeah, we're live. Okay. Do you have access to the laser cutters that I'm thinking of?
No.
No? Yeah,
In short, I have access to no laser cutters right now.
that's all good. That's all good. I was just curious, just in case, because that would change how I was going to plan to make some of these things.
None of my key cards work anywhere. That's a blanket statement I can make confidently.
Oh yeah. Robbie was telling me that because it's ironic because I have a working code.
Any chance I can borrow yours?
Yeah, you can just have it.
That would be actually really sweet. Upper climbing to Windows.
Yeah. Yeah, we don't need to pull any Robs.
Nah, I'm too good at climbing, man.
Hey, that's what they all say.
Well, you're not wrong. I think I might be.
Okay, let's see. That's not good then. My cutting area on what I have access to is 11 by 19 and a half. No, that's fine. That's bigger than 11 and a half by 8 and a half. 11 by 8 and a half piece of paper. So, let's see. Eight and a half by 11. Yeah. Okay, let's see if I can bring in some constraints. Is this some weird equal? Because that's not true. Did I actually like force this into being a square?
You could set them equal to each other.
I think I accidentally did that. I don't think I meant to. Oh, this has gone sideways. Keep bumping the mic. So, one of my favorite characters, a guy called Jordan Peterson,
Oh God.
had an interview with one of the guys that originally got me interested in like politics. So I'm prepping to see what my reaction might be to
Interesting.
that. I need
What was your original? Who is he?
So my protocol went David Packman, who teaches at the UMass Amherst at one point in time.
Mhm.
Then Kyle Kolinski, Sam Cedar. Who else was in there? A guy called Rational National. He's a Canadian. He's pretty cool. And then Vosh. That's kind of the sources I end up pulling from a ton. So Kyle Kolinski's the one that interviewed him. It should be interesting to say the least. It's mostly about like the trans stuff. And
Which trans stuff?
The general concept of just like being trans.
The concept of being trans.
Well,
Elaborate, please.
like, well, you know that Peterson doesn't believe in trans people. Like,
They just don't exist.
just as a concept, trans people to him are just mentally ill. Like,
Here's the thing. Like, even if you like buy into that framework, like, there's still like something that nature is making for us. Like, there's something in like humans as like out of the box, like built into our species, is that under certain conditions we start having like transgender individuals.
Yeah.
And that's been like documented like since Scythians were drinking like pregnant horse piss to become like transgender artificially that way.
Wait, what?
You know about the Scythian horse drinking priestesses?
This is gonna be the weirdest horse piss drinking, like priests. Would that bring it up?
Are you googling it?
Yeah.
Share your full screen with me, if you could be so kind.
What was that P word that you were saying? Corinthians?
Scythians.
Scythians.
That one.
Let me type in. Okay, maybe I shouldn't call it piss. Of course, this tribe.
Just Control F, piss. Horse, pregnant horse. Do pregnants.
Practices horse sacrifice.
I don't think this one got it. All right.
Domestication of the horse. Yeah, they liked horses. Let me just type in Scythians, Ricky. Culture, horse gear, daggers, harnesses, hedicombs, horse harness. Usually contained horses. They did like horses. Horse-centered life, fed from horse blood. Interesting. Yeah, they definitely had some weird things around horses, huh?
Well, all they did was horses.
Urine? What would I be looking for? Drink?
So it looks like it was something that some historian named Ovid said.
Scythians. Ovid among the Scythians. So the whole idea was drinking pregnant horse.
Yeah, because it was like high in estrogen. I may have said fake news, but It sounds like some historian back in like Greek times.
Oh, here it is.
Yeah, that's the one I'm looking at right now.
Shamans known, but presented as women/feminine and feminized their bodies using portions. Oh,
Yeah, that's the one I'm talking about.
Interesting. Let's see if there's the 6 comments in this thread. Oddly enough, Wiki is a good place to go for the tracking this sort of thing. It's a bit more accurate by the claim. Did not say we just made some kind of tradition using horse urine.
Yeah, so it may have passed on fake news, but at least it's like 2 millennia old fake news that was passed on.
Yeah. Fair warning, the terminology is pretty outdated. Prehistory of sex. Yeah, I can imagine. I can tell.
It's not like the whole reason why I mentioned that is like there's also like a bunch of like helper in the nest theories and theories that like humans start producing more transgender babies during times of increased stress so that they will have people who like will help take care of other kids and like won't have more kids themselves and put strains on like the resources and kind of lead to a tapering population growth pattern. Very much like how like the lesbian aunt study where it found that like people who had like family members that were LGBT like basically like not having biological sex like that would produce babies due to their preferences, those people had larger families because they had like someone around to help like take care of the kids.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and like that's like would presumably extend to ancient history as well.
Yeah, I mean you can see here that other cultures have had third genders. Now this doesn't just mean any random one has a third gender, but some of them specifically did, and I think that's interesting as well.
It's a bunch of different like unique instances of it, which I find very interesting.
Yeah. So yeah, okay, that was a funny bit. So yeah, things that I'm researching on.
Not real.
Yeah, totally fake human beings.
Are transgenders real?
Not
like Bigfoot. They're much easier to find than most cryptids.
Yeah, they're not exactly hidden. Let's see. What am I cutting on again? So yeah, I need to look up some of the most recent talking points and stuff, just in case. Obviously Peterson comes from a psychology background. Oh yeah, I need to shorten that up. But
like even if like you do like classify that as mentally ill, like that, yes, it's like an abnormality, like under the most like strict sense of the word. But who cares? Like that's not helpful. Like, are you saying that like that they should like what are you saying we should then do to autistic people? Like that's my question. Like they also exist. Like you're not gonna like you can't just like get rid of people who have like I mean throughout history people have, so you shouldn't.
Quite honestly, he got really angry recently at a tweet at the cover of Sports Illustrated.
Why is that? What has Sports Illustrated ever done to him?
Well, it didn't give him a hurt on, okay? That's the problem.
Was it not sexy enough for him?
This is gonna be hilarious. Jordan Peterson, Sports Illustrated. If you check your screen, where's the tweet? That's a part of the tweet. Open a new tab. So let me clear my throat while I do this.
She's just really upset that the swimsuit like model is like not super skinny. I bet she's like yeah, I can see where he's going with this.
Soy, not beautiful, and no amount of authoritarian tolerance is going to change that.
Commies are telling me to find like I don't know, like what do you even call that? Like like calling that plus size feels like disingenuous to like people who are like significantly larger than that. But like that just seems like pretty normal, I guess. Plus size, like that's clearly how she's being defined in this discussion.
Yeah. he tries to say that like it's supposed to represent like the pinnacle of like female athleticism or something. But so first off, she's not an athlete, but neither is like Kate Upton or like a bunch
So when when the fuck has that this been about showcasing athleticism?
exactly. This is, you know, but like they've had non-athletic people on the front cover. They've had athletic people on the front cover too, but so this is just like dumb. But he went on to his daughter's podcast and started talking about, well, the universal principle is that the hip to weight ratio should be 0.65. You know,
The universal principle.
Yes, that was literally
The
one of his
universal
arguments.
principle. Which
Yeah.
universal principle? I feel like many different domains have laid claim to having universal principles.
Well, yeah, exactly. Like, you know, another streamer pointed out in the dissertation of Sir Mix-a-Lot, Baby Got Back, he makes the compelling argument that more than one type of woman is beautiful. I think what he fails to understand here, Peterson in this case, is like there are like stereotypes of attractiveness, and that you can fall into those, you know, types. So he called it cheap and essentially slammed Sports Illustrated for saying like for making cheap sales or something, which is like, you know, the basic premise of capitalism.
You mean cheap sale? That's what it's all about.
Exactly. So he said it was exploitative for like 3 different reasons, like 8 different
what
reasons.
do you think markets are?
Well, you see, here's the thing: the second that somebody like, you know,
Once all the money's owned by the city like elites, then it's a problem when it responds to market pressure.
yeah,
It's not the market pressure that we want.
exactly. Also, he ended up going around. He got kicked off of Twitter like a week ago now
Shocking.
for dead naming Elliot Page a whole bunch, and then went onto YouTube and made a video with Daily Wire, going, "Well, you see, here's the thing. I was going to detonate him, so I dead named him." It was like, wait, that breaks TOS.
What?
Yeah. So
He was going to do it, so he did it.
yeah.
What kind of what is that? That's not like a defense or like what?
Exactly. So in this interview they talk about Elliot Page, and Klinsky asks like, should he have the freedom to transition as an adult? And he first off keeps like misgendering him, excuse me, and Peterson does like, well, I don't know, like he doesn't believe in the concept of freedom for adults. So that's why I'm prepping to go over it, because I feel like he's going to say some stuff about like suicide and other pieces, and it's just going to be hogwash. But I don't want to not be ready for the occasion, you know.
Be ready for the hogwash.
Exactly. You can join me on that one if you want, or if you wish to save your brain cells.
Dude, I see limited value of this stuff. Like, I already know that's gonna be like relatively easy to come up with an argument as to why he's wrong. But I'm more interested in convincing the people that believe he's right that he's wrong. And until I can start cutting through confirmation bias, like, I'm just gonna be preaching to the choir forever.
Yeah. Now, what just happened to my sketch? What?
What did just happen to your sketch?
I don't know. It broke. There we go. There's a problem. What was I about to say? Yeah, I agree with you on the point of like it's just gonna be preaching to choir, but I think some of that starts with like just acknowledging just how dumb some of his takes are, like trying to like actually create talking points. He is you know, because he also just re-signed with not just re-signed, he just signed with Daily Wire, so there's gonna be like a real sincere push for the next little bit to make content surrounding him. So a lot more like JP stuff is going to be coming up, so I feel like in some ways it's probably good to start and having people come
Ride the wave.
ride the wave, and also just anyone who like wants to like come find our channel could come find it via that, as like we CAD. One of the reasons I think CADing is really important and us doing engineering around it is having people see smart, like people who create shit do this, so I think there's worthwhile in that. I don't know if I want it this long, but
it is.
It is. I can change that. What I need, this is the plate. It's gonna be 1/8" plexi, I think, so that like I can pin paper down to it and have the drawing thing go on. It's not 25 millimeters thick. That would be pretty thick. Does Fusion no longer do math? Nope, there we go.
I think it does.
What's wrong? What's wrong with a guy? Why is... Okay, fine. Wait. It's a 1/4 inch. Uh, 3.175. That's the number. I hate that I know that number off the top of my head in some ways, but that is what happens when you start to know the difference. Control Z. You got anything fun coming up this week?
I'm about to go up to Vermont tomorrow with Cooper to go rock climbing.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's super sick.
Cooper is insane at rock climbing.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is.
I'm much looking forward to this.
Wait, did it go the wrong direction? Why isn't it showing? Huh? Hello? Why isn't my breadboard showing back up? Oh, come on. You know what the nice thing is on this one? There's version control.
That is true. I do appreciate that greatly.
There we go, finally. It is finally showing back up. Ooh, maybe I can use a joint for the first time correctly. I don't want to speak too soon. And we've lost the premise because I accidentally moved backwards.
Nice.
We did it. Yeah, we did it. And this is just a rigid one. Boom. Ha. 1 for 1, baby. I am going to say some things here about the joints that I think I've put together. I like some of the idea of building up all at once. I think that's a really smart thing. I wish, though, you could work from both directions. I feel like
Can you elaborate a bit more on what you mean by building up all at once?
So, you know how he was talking about that, like, when you put a rigid joint in, it takes away 6 degrees of freedom. You know, you can't really do that with in SolidWorks. It would take a minimum of 3 clicks, I think. Because, yeah, maybe 2 clicks.
I mean, it can if you do it rigid.
In SolidWorks,
each of them take away a different number of
yeah, in SolidWorks, if you like connect like 2 planes together, you take away like what, 3 degrees of freedom, 2 degrees of freedom or something. Yeah, 2. So within 2 coincidence joints, you have 4, I think, something like that. So I think you need 3 joints just to take away all 6, right?
Yeah.
So then, instead in here, you can take away all 6 in one go. But if you don't know your end goal, sometimes it becomes more difficult to like know why you're doing something.
I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. So if you could have worked from either direction to your answer, I feel like that's the ultimate machine. In fact, I think I know I want to make these a little bit shorter. Maybe one of the easier ways to pin down paper is to have straps instead.
Straps instead, you say?
Yeah. Unfortunately, it's an aluminum board, so I can't use magnets to strap stuff down, you know? That would be much easier if I could do that. But I can definitely go back in and think about that.
Could the glass be in the drawer?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah, when you pull it out, I think the glass should, like, essentially you should see the little well. Excuse me. Ooh, that was a weird sound. Sweet, not beautiful. When that first came out, I couldn't stop laughing about it. So goddamn hard.
What? What came out?
When that Peterson tweet came out. Sweet, not beautiful.
Oh, that one? Yeah.
And I was showing my significant other that, and just like laughing my ass off. But good God, so it's dumb for so many reasons.
It's very interesting that that's the fight he chooses to take. I mean, it's basically just like the same, like, the lefties are taking over the media.
Yeah.
It's not a very original
battle.
Like, you know it pulls well.
Yeah, like I think he's actually the zenith, or like the best example of like what the word conservatism means. Because I don't think he actually pushes for anything that's like fascist. Oh, not yet. This next interview might change my mind, but I don't think he pushes for anything that's actually like fascist. Generally speaking, he purely calls for a return to tradition. You know. However, in saying that, he placates the side that also does, which is fascist. Like, you know, that the idea with him pushing down this path of like anti-gay people kind of makes me worried about that. but we shall see about that. I do think though his ideology is just plainly stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my favorite is he has a rule called the 12 in his book 12 Rules to Life that he's made 2 of. Another one of my favorite pieces of him is like the what's one of them? It's the your bedroom should be perfect before you go out to change the world or something. And it's like, wait, hold on. You were addicted to benzos as you were yelling this. Like, I don't know if you're the exact person to be telling me how to do that.
That's what you think.
That's what you up yours. Oh yeah, in his video about getting kicked off of Twitter, he adds with up yours mollusts.
Mollusks?
It's a word I can't pronounce. Crap.
Mollusks?
I sent it to you.
Oh, moralists.
Yeah. That one has too many R's and L's too close to each other.
Yeah, that's really a worst case scenario for that.
It really is.
Actually, I know a lot about like R's versus L's because I used to not pronounce my R's.
To be fair, you are from a state
I am from from Boston.
where it would be considered criminal to pronounce it.
We'll key your cars.
Not exactly known for their friendliness necessarily. Their friendly town names. Another struggle train, trying to get it exactly right. See, one of the other problems is that I'm working with filtered 80/20.
Yeah.
So that I can't always snap to a corner. I might actually, what I can do is maybe delete the face. And that will give...
that'll work. I doubt that'll work. Oh, no way.
This is actually my favorite part of Fusion 360. Unironically, that is the greatest feature I've ever seen in a CAD model.
That's sweet.
That I can straight up just delete corners and get it to snap to where I want now. Like, that is actually beyond incredible. Zoom and enhance. Why can't I select these 2 corners? Come on now. Oh god, all aboard the struggle train. There it is. Yeah, I can figure out the details of that next. Oh, so Cooper actually had an interesting point for me at one point.
What's that?
Being salaried. What's your
Uh-huh.
takes? Salary versus hourly pay.
Um, what is the difference? Like they calculate like your lump stuff for like the year and then just kind of average it out.
Yeah, right. Like I could work 100-hour work weeks at my job, and I'll receive not a penny more. You know.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I kind of think that like I like a model that rewards. There's two things in tension there. One
Mhm.
is like, do I want people to be rewarded for like what they produce, or do I want people to be rewarded for how much time they spend?
Mhm.
Because as much as like, I don't know, like I want people to be incentivized to like actually do stuff. Like there's so much stuff I hear about people just kind of like having to pretend like they're busy all day, and
Mhm.
like people just like not be given enough work, and the reward for finishing your work is more work. Like I don't know, like that thing where I automated the that like web scraping job I had to do.
Yeah.
Like I could have gotten them a complete census of that website and would have been no extra work for me. But because they calculated my pay based off of like what would have cost if like we did it all by hand,
Mhm.
like even though I was like 150% of what they asked for, I didn't want to go any further because like I don't know, that's already like what they were paying me for.
Yeah.
Like but like less like hourly. I think rather than like hourly, it should be like because even with hourly, it's very similar to like being like. I think it's like hourly. You like you'll be more incentivized to like stretch it out. But if you're salaried, then like you can kind of like you can like do your work in less time, and then you should be able to leave, but you kind of and like stuck there.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't think it's like a massive difference. I think the exams are still the same both ways.
Yeah, I definitely see where the problem lays there. My big question I think is um what's the words I'm looking for? Word blank. Um if at some point that you can be paid a base, but at some point if you could also be directly rewarded for that, for like just simply putting in more time.
I mean, that's what like overtime is, right?
Yeah, except you don't get that if you're salaried.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're exempt.
Shows how much I know.
That's I think the problem is that like at some point you end up like just devaluing yourself in a salaried job. I don't know if that's like the biggest thing in the world, but it's not a good thing, I would
Mhm.
argue. Okay, check this out. I got a sliding center burr. I have what's going to become my tool changing burr over here. And this thing moves. That's pretty cool. Now I have to figure out the height. Ah. How's your CAD coming?
Not bad.
Nice.
It's unfortunately large.
Yeah,
Actually,
that
you think
is a thing.
you could take your projection of my screen share off for a second?
Yeah, you're off.
I ask you. Sweet.
I think I'm gonna come up with something else for you in the future for streaming. Instead
Mhm.
of, I'm gonna take a snippet so that I don't have name slips like that
Uh-huh.
of other people.
Well, anyways,
Yeah.
so
How much are those draw?
these are $30 per pair.
Okay.
But it's the push to lock, and so you can get a nice clean like edge.
Yeah. No, that they do. They look pretty good.
Yeah. So what I want to look at is getting down in here. Also want to get rid of all sketches right now. So this guy can be removed. He's gonna be in the drawer. So if like these seals are gonna be gone, right?
No, probably not.
So I mean, is this gonna be in the drawer? How is it assembled down? I guess we must have deleted it.
That sheet metal piece probably is going to stay with it because I think it adds rigidity to that row.
The which part?
The part that comes on the top of those pieces and then bends into that slot of the foam lining.
Really?
Yeah.
What? Well,
Okay, hold on.
Sheet metal parts who are doing the outside parts, or we have another sheet metal part for the inside?
That used to also be an outside part. That's a really good question. I'll chalk that up to a really good question. Because the problem right now is there's nothing really holding down the glass. Right? So, I don't know. That's a really good question. I also question whether or not that's the best direction to have the slides. Whether they should...
What?
90 degrees.
Or like flat, like bottom? Yeah, I could see that.
Just because of counter space.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Regardless, though, like the question I really want to get to is, I need to take that out and put it in the drawer, right?
That whole bottom thing could maybe move.
I mean, so like this entire thing?
Yeah.
Oh, that would be a lot of wires being moved around. I'd rather just move the glass pane. Like we're putting things on the glass pane, correct? That's how it's supposed to work.
Yeah.
So why don't I just put the pane on the tray? Then the tray slides out. Then it has like walls around it. Then you slide it back in, and then it gets like shined on.
Wow, we are making a really complicated slide now.
No, the slide.
Sorry, not complicated slide. We're making a very big change, which is completely fine. I'm just trying to think it through myself.
What I want to then know is, so these guys, these like fuckers, where did they get bolted down? I just want to know where to like
to the enclosure.
Well, yes, to the enclosure, but one second. Let me hide that again. Hide that again. Okay. So like say this part right here.
Yeah.
So that's this.
Mm-hmm.
Where are the thread holes with this guy? Like where do I like put the 80-20 that this gets bolted down to? What thread is it? Which hole is it? What is this made out of?
So if you go back to the original design, the way it was connected to the frame was through that bolt on top. Actually, in the original design, how was it connected? Some of this is refreshing me because I didn't make the box. I think it was connected to that top long piece, right?
What was this? Dude, it seems like it's missing something. Is it?
Oh, okay.
One.
God, this design got really complicated.
All right. Section butane.
Yeah.
So where's that rubber guy on this? Is it over on the other side?
The rubber thing goes on the lip piece, that bent thing. Okay, stop right there. Keep right there. No, yeah, stop. No, go back to that view. Yeah. So you see how those little extruded circles, if you rotate, go back to the original view that you were just in like a second ago. Yeah. Now a bit. Kind of look up on that face where that bend is.
Which face?
There we go. Stop right there. Zoom in to the. You see how? Zoom into the panel. To the top of it. Go up. No. Hold on.
This is one thing I do not like about Fusion.
Hold on. Take a look at my screen here in a second.
Here.
Hold on.
Oh, I see. Right here. Into this.
Cancel. Oh crap. So the way that those pieces were bolted, they're bolted into that piece of metal.
Like this one?
Yeah. We might want to meet on Monday to go over this and do some sketching out. Because I think there's actually a lot more to it now. Yeah.
In here.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Because you see, the way that you have the box oriented now would be a 90-degree change from how it's oriented in this configuration. And I think
that's kind of the whole idea of the drawers.
No, we could.
Like, I can like, what do you mean by like? I don't really see what the orientation change is.
So, look. Oh, interesting. No, I feel like that's a weird way to look at it. So, because you would come up onto the box, right, and it would be long ways, right? Yeah, it'd be this way, and so then you would pull out, and I feel like that's a bit strange.
What do you mean you pull out?
Like you would pull it sideways. I feel like you want to pull it towards you like a drawer.
You are. That's what you're doing.
No, because you're facing it the wrong orientation. You don't face it that way. You face it at 90 degrees to that.
You face it like.
That's what?
Like, shit.
Click on the cube. Go into the upper corner, to the upper left hand.
Like this?
Nope. Rotate it back. Go forward over the cube. Go to the top left corner thingy. Yeah, click on that. Now click on the front one. Go up.
This one?
And then go up onto the edge.
This one?
Yeah. That's how you view the box from.
Why don't you just put it down so that you view it from this?
Because that would... That's a good question. There might not be a good answer. Maybe my one fear is just how long the box would be on a counter. You know?
This is still like a square from the top. Like my case for this
Yeah.
is a square. Like 45 by 45 centimeters.
That might be better then.
Because like when I look at this, I'm like, okay, like this cavity goes through here. Like why not like allow you to put more space in here?
Now that we have it, okay, you might be right now here that we're redoing the orientation, the size of the box.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like this might be one of those situations where someone with their perspective that's like totally fresh comes in and looks at all the parts, and it's like this just makes no sense.
Well, now that it's a new box.
Exactly.
Because originally I was designing for the same looking type of box. Mm-hmm. That was just cheaper, hopefully. But this is like a whole new mechanism, so that might be better off. I kind of want to go back to and ask them about budget.
Oh, so I think I can get this done pretty cheap.
I think you'd be surprised. $60 already is really expensive, in my head.
No, it was 30 for the pair.
Oh, 30 for the pair? Oh, that's better then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
That's not even with the economies of scale kicking in yet.
Yeah.
Like, if they want the drawer, then there's $30 for the drawer. Like I don't want to tell them. It's probably cheaper than like the hinges, anyways.
That's
also are these injection molded parts.
Yeah.
Like, are we gonna make new injection molded parts?
Potentially, there might have to be changes.
Can I set this into the injection molded parts?
That might be the answer.
So if I can set this into injection molded parts, then if I can get something that like puts the glass as a part of the tray.
Yeah. I still think all the electronics should move with it, actually.
No, I do not. I think that all the electronics should stay fucking put, and then we just move the tray out. Like, I don't like moving electronics. It's bad.
The problem though is if you move the injection molded parts.
Well, you aren't. You're
okay.
not moving the injection molded parts. The injection molded parts stay stationary. This is then like the back of this. This goes down the side, and so that gets screwed into there,
Yep.
or screwed down like flat, and
I
so you place
agree.
everything on top.
I
And
agree.
then like you can remove this so that you can set this down even further, and then you have the glass in the drawer.
Mhm.
Is this glass that we can get at a custom size?
Yeah.
Or
Yes, it is.
okay, cool. And it's 5 millimeters thick.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, I just think that like we should have like a super slick like tray that has like a glass floor and like a sheet metal like pane on the outside that like goes flush to it when you put it in there.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, so what are these things up here?
That's to hold the plexiglass for the window.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, then we can just leave those there.
Yeah, those can be left, I think.
Cool. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see where you're headed with it. I like it. I think that actually is a pretty cool idea. Now that I see that it's actually more square. Because the original thing was like, oh shit. Nope. Fuck. I forgot. Go back to the original thing. So you see that button over there and the LEDs?
Yeah.
That needs to get incorporated.
Okay, then I'll just make so then I can just make it wider this way
Yep.
instead of this way.
Yep.
So I can put it over here.
There you go. I just want to make sure that you notice that.
Yeah.
Um,
I can get that stuff over here.
yeah. Okay.
But my other question is like again, how functional does this need to be? Because I can just like put like equivalent buttons on the outside of this and connect them to nothing on the inside if that's all
Yeah,
they need.
that's all you need. Essentially, the only thing to do, I think, here is get an MVP model where it slides out.
Yeah. So we want to see it slide out?
It doesn't have to be animated, but I think it should. You can take 2 screenshots of it slid out and not.
Yeah. I can do one where it's
Yeah.
like this, and I do one where it's like closed up, and I can do some
Yeah.
section views, and like those look nice.
Yep. I think that's the answer. I think I might be mistaken, but on these you can set or you can have stop limits. I don't think you have to do the 4-track too, which is good.
Yeah, the problem is it's actually it's entirely one rigid body. This is a SolidWorks part I imported.
Yeah. No, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
I don't know how to change that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna roll with it.
Yeah, I would know how to change it in Fusion, in SolidWorks, but I can't, not here.
Yeah.
Um,
So my plan is I'm gonna copy and paste my sketch
nice.
onto all the different corners here, and then after that, basically more or less set.
Nice.
Just extrude all those, extrude out the sheets, and then we're done. It's a box.
That's sick. I like it.
I mean, a little bit of stuff on the inside, like I don't know, like can I make another injection molded part to hold the tray down? Like, what's the deal there?
I would see if you could do it in a sheet metal piece.
Well, that's a slide. It's gonna have to be separate.
Wait, sorry. What's the goal of the piece?
So this,
Yep.
this slider,
Mhm.
it's gonna hold that glass, right?
Yep.
What holds the glass to the slider?
If you want to do an injection molded part,
Or we could just get some like brackets to screw down or something. I don't know.
that's gonna be pretty tough. Let's see.
What's supposed to go into these sliders, anyways?
Screws, I think.
Screws.
Yeah.
See that?
You can do really thin nuts. Yeah, I'm not.
Could we drill through the glass?
I don't think so. So one thing you could do, yeah, you can do this really easily with a sheet metal part. It would be a bit of a complicated sheet metal part, but it would only be 2 per box. Essentially,
Wait, hold up. What if we? Sorry, continue. Actually,
so essentially, if you created like a little L piece that goes down, cups goes down around that bend, right? Goes underneath the plexi, it goes underneath the glass piece, and then has little tabs at the end to hold it in place.
that could work.
Yeah, I think that's
I'm having a hard time picturing it. Let me explain my idea and
Yeah.
see if like you think this might work better. What if like we rotate all these sideways so that they kind of look like, because this is an isometric view, it'll
Mhm.
look like this. So you have these coming off, then you
Okay.
have the glass go in between there, and
Mhm.
then have it so that it kind of goes like out to like halfway like right like tangent to the screw holes, and then you just bolt down with nuts, and that just kind of like
I could see that.
just clamps that down,
Yeah.
like easy peasy, like just screw it down. Like you don't need to like just have like a washer on there so it kind of like spreads out a bit,
Yep. No,
but
I think I see what you're talking about.
like don't need to overcomplicate it. Just like thread some screws through there
Yep.
so they pinch down the glass.
I think I see what you're talking about. I think that would be smart. I think tomorrow I want to sketch out an idea for you in person.
Mhm.
Oh wait, I'm going off. No, it'll be late tonight. Late tomorrow night.
I'm going to visit Cooper tomorrow.
Yeah, I was gonna go to
Mid-
Hull for. I was gonna go to a place for dinner tomorrow night with my significant other. So I'm not exactly sure when I'll get back to the Wu Town. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of question marks there floating for me.
For which
Cost of the end cost of this.
well, I mean, this only adds $30.
You know,
You
no, my question is like to the overall, like what we have now versus that. You know, just keep
well,
that.
so
Keep the.
all these injection molded parts, right? That all becomes
Yep.
one part.
I've designed that. Yeah, I think you've seen. Yeah, you can probably see that around.
You have that part designed already?
Yeah, for the bottom side, not the top side.
Could you give it to me?
It's in the drive. It should be.
Is it here?
Yeah, that's it. Oh wait, no, that's the unconnected version of the top side. There's definitely one in there of all the bottom pieces. If not, I have it. Yeah, there you go.
Interior pieces.
Um, something like that. Yeah, yeah, one piece bottom modified 2 maybe. Yeah, that's all one. We were thinking about that too. We don't know if that makes them cheaper or not though, at the volume. Although now that somebody else is involved, maybe volume has changed. The reason we
Well,
went
I actually won't worry about that. I think I'll just say that
Yeah.
like all this could be made like I currently have it as it was designed to have be like
Yep.
multiple small parts,
Yep.
but this could all be one single part and have this go in there.
Mm-hmm. I think we should have a little catch up together in person over this,
I'll be down.
just to draw things out quicker in person.
Hmm. You want to try to get over here before I leave tomorrow?
When do you leave?
Cooper just said late morning.
Yeah, I was gonna go to the gym at like 6.
Yeah, try to get me on the way back from that. Dude, you're getting 5 hours of sleep. Why would you voluntarily be doing that shit?
Because I'm not gonna get into the gym otherwise.
Fair. All right. So what time are you coming back from the gym?
Not sure. I also have to get into work early tomorrow because I have a super important presentation. So it might be a Tuesday conversation. You might want to message them and just be like, hey, maybe week and a half.
Yeah, like should have it done by the end of like the work week.
Something like that, yeah. Also, my mom just got COVID.
Ooh, damn.
However, though, because I'm simply built different, my dad might be too. And by simply built different, I mean I don't get COVID.
You gave it to them.
No, I did. But I have not had COVID yet.
Hmm.
At least that's what I think. I have no evidence to believe that I've had COVID yet. Even though my significant other had it while, like, over.
While visiting.
Yeah. Like, if there was a time I was gonna get it, I think the answer was then.
Yeah, the guy means I can cut down the size of this box by a lot then. I'll make those flush too, so those could like be easily made to be one parts.
Yeah. Oh. Oh, that's what you mean. That's an interesting idea. I think GrabCAD's down.
GrabCAD's down.
Yeah, I tried going out to the website to go find me a model. Yeah, GrabCAD's actually down.
Damn.
Shames. Shame. What I was thinking of was um was getting a linear, like a little linear stage to go up and down. But maybe I'll just find one on Amazon real quick. Do I want to do brackets? Shame.
Yo, look at how sleek this would be.
Hold on. Let me pull you up. That would be super slick. I agree with you.
That's under 18 millimeters or 18 centimeters.
Yeah. No, and it would also shorten the glass by a little bit, which I think would be good.
Yeah.
I think you can easily do that glass thing, by the way, with a with the sheet metal put. They might.
Probably could, but I think we can do it with just nuts and bolts too.
Interesting.
So I just got my Ender 3 probing correctly.
Ooh, nice. That's sick.
It's saving me so much fucking time, dude. It's not even funny.
It's
Okay,
a little. It's a little amusing.
I can't even begin to explain.
How do you think I should do the legs? I wonder if I should just 3D print a part instead of. I'll probably have scrap though, but then I have to buy brackets. I already have the upfront cost for those. Big yawns. It is 1 a.m. Maybe I'll go to the gym at 6:30. I might have to call it a night here pretty soon.
Yep. That's reasonable. I do want to show you this last little iteration here.
What was paste new? Oh crap, cancel. What just happened?
think I might just push on this and get something that's just like presentable done. But I'm
That's-
feeling good about this right now.
That's good.
Look at that. Like, so just make all those flush. You know, this can all be one part now. Those can actually go around on the sides and be like not even 2 parts, but one parts. Like all this stuff can even be condensed further. I just kind of left that as spaced out as it was before. That's all pretty much exact. Like it's all going to be hidden anyways. So like the fact that I deleted a few more sheet metal parts than I should have isn't really going to matter. That's going to be 1, 2, and then kind of like 1 for these to screw into, and then extra room over here for the guts, and
Yeah.
then glass panel, and then you're done.
Nice. Yeah, we'll have to then do a bomb for it, a little bill of materials action.
Yeah. So are you like still like employed by them technically? Are you able to like record time and get paid?
I kind of do. I would be able to get money out of them. I don't technically have a contract right now.
Cool.
I
How long would you say I just worked on this?
Well, I have a pretty good estimate for you. Anytime you first jumped on stream, which was an hour ago.
Cool.
I gotta find a way to listen to music while I stream.
Yeah, it's definitely key. I've been listening to music for a good bit of the stream.
Yeah, I probably have to use my phone. Control Y. Well, yeah.
All right. Well, if you're cutting it here, I gotta go use the bathroom. So
Okay, are you off then?
shall we call it? Yeah, I think I'm off.
Alrighty, I might call it. I don't know. I need to finish up these legs and then I might call it. Maybe I'll do my research for that other piece and I don't know.
Well,
I'll
I'll
figure
talk to
something
you
out.
later.
Alright, take
So
it
we
easy,
meet
Onata.
tomorrow. Is that the plan? Meeting up.
I don't know about the morning.
We'll see how well this goes. If I crush this tonight, then we might not really need to.
Yeah,
can
we
just
could
say, hey,
we could
what-
just meet on
what do you-
Tuesday then.
Yeah, we say, what do you guys think of this design?
Yeah.
I can also meet while I'm up there. I'll bring my laptop. I'll just not really be able to CAD anymore for like till I'm back on like probably Wednesday.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
God, I'm gonna have to do 3 Plano mates yet again.
All right. Well, I'm off to the bathroom.
Alrighty.
Good night, Panda.
Good night, Onata. I hope I don't get stun locked doing this and it becomes like 5 a.m. Boom. One little piece of advice I would do is offset from surface. Is always have your no, that's not a good. No, it's not up to object that I'm looking for. Cancel. You should always kind of know how to make a piece that is X high, and you know exactly what that number is. We do extrusion starts from specified per. How do I flip it? My offset is about 20. Yeah, that's... Oh, that's even more problematic, maybe. There we go. Let me then do a way. Negative 300, negative 380, or 280, excuse me. Negative 280, whoops. I could have done that in one go, but since I'm not keeping track of my design history for some reason, it's not as big of a deal. $580. Boom. That's how we do it over here. Well, with this beam, I'll be able to stop some of the deflection this way. I think that should be some rigidity. It's only 600 millimeters. It's not even. It's 560 unsupported. And if I really needed to, I could make a support that runs up into a T-slot here if I ever really had worries. I think I need to push this in one. Let me do that. So, wow, that really looks a hell of a lot more like a plotter. This guy might move around a little bit. We'll figure that out. I need to get a tool holding bit, so I'm going to need to get GrabCAD up and running. But yeah, alrighty. I'm Bean Panda. Arnada was on earlier, and we're Politics and Calipers.